Mayweather once again said it is, quote, basic common sense, end quote, that Pacquiao has used performance-enhancing drugs and getting in the ring with him would be a risk to his future health. Floyd also said, quote, health is more important than anything because guess what? When my career is over, if I'm hurt because of something that has happened in a fight, I can't come to you and say, I need money. I know how it is to have a broken rib the rest of your life. I know how it is to pee blood. You all don't know nothing about this. This is how the world is. You get writers saying Floyd is scared. No, Floyd cares about his family. Floyd is smart. Okay, now this is Skip's wording. On a scale of 1 to a billion, how scared is Floyd Mayweather of fighting Manny Pacquiao?
Wait, only a billion?
Hey, it was your words.
How about, wait. Can I go to,
be disrespectful.
Can I go to a gazillion trillion? Because that's how scared he is. What have I been telling you? He just verified everything I've been saying for the last 6 months. He's scared to death of Manny Pacquiao. And he keeps using as his dodge, as his excuse, his escape, PEDs. Manny's already said, I'll take the needle test. I'll take it close to the fight. Well, what's the problem here? And again, I'm going to use my eyes. And by the way, I had LASIK surgery, so I think my eyes are actually better than yours at my age. Because I'm 2015.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
I am 2015 too, but go ahead.
Okay. So my eyes keep telling me, wait, does Manny look like a steroid creation? Does he look like he could start at linebacker in the National Football League? Does he look like some mini Schwarzenegger?
Well,
does he look
ripped? Actually,
no, he does not.
You see them You see them legs on that boy?
Floyd kept pointing out the size of his head. It's gotten bigger through the years.
Come on. How about his body? How about his hands? Are we saying that steroids will increase substantially your hand quickness? Because I ain't seeing that. I can give you any other thing that steroid can do, but not natural hand quickness. So if you're right about how Floyd Mayweather is the greatest defensive tactician in the history of boxing, what should he care about how ripped or big the head is of Manny Pacquiao? Easier to hit.
I'm tired of listening to you.
I'm not finished yet.
Enough of your insolence. Enough of your insolence. I can't deal with it.
Wait. He says, I don't want to go through life with a fractured rib. Are you kidding me?
I don't want to fight on a fair playing
I don't want to get a crushed kidney. You know what he's been afraid of? I've told you this from the start. Pretty boy Floyd is worried that for the first time in his career, he is going to get hit and hit and hit. He's going to get cut. He's going to get hurt. He is scared to death. This verified everything. You can make whatever excuse you want to make about PEDs. He's scared, just as I said from the start.
You can sit there and use the word scared all you want to. He's 42-0. Okay? This is not only that, he's 42-0 and he loves money. On the table right now, as we speak, is $125 million to be split 2 ways. He's not going to do a 50-50 split. He's on the record for saying that, and I got a problem with that statement because Pacquiao is attractive too, and he does deserve a 50-50 split, and Floyd needs to get over that part. But in terms of this fear that you continuously allude to, this is not the UFC. This is boxing. I remember when Pernell Whitaker, I hope you remember stuff like this because I'm about to educate you on this.
That's before my
time. I remember Pernell Whitaker going up against a Felix Trinidad. I remember Pernell Whitaker going up against Oscar De La Hoya. I remember Sugar Ray Leonard going up against Hagler and Hearns before that, and Roberto Duran, Hands of Stone. I remember Ali literally talking about how there were people in his camp that were crying at the thought of him going up against George Foreman, the most menacing boxer in history. Don't give me Mike Tyson. George Foreman in his heyday was more menacing than Mike Tyson. What I'm saying to you is, when you are a boxer who is known for your defensive prowess and your ability to be elusive, it resonates because, again, a lot of times you weaken your opponent because they throwing blows and they can't even touch you. What I'm saying to you is when you have that kind of defensive ability, you don't fear people like that. You just don't, because your skills tell you, I'm not worried about this boy touching me.
So what's your point?
You can't hurt what you can't touch.
You're making my point.
So what I'm saying to you is Floyd ain't worried about Pacquiao on that level. Let's take his quotes into consideration. And these are very valid points that he makes. Listen, he's talking about, excuse me, I got to get in the ring with somebody that I believe is cheating. I applaud him for finally admitting publicly what he has said on numerous occasions privately. He firmly believes This guy is juiced. And what he is saying is, forget the money. Forget my perfect record, okay? If I'm going to get into the ring and put my life on the line, because boxing is, it's a life-threatening sport. If I'm going to put it on the line, I want to make sure every single measure is exhausted to make sure you're not cheating, because I believe you are. And why you keep dismissing it and talking about he's scared? He really
says he's going to get hurt.
He really believes the guy's cheating.
No, it's not about cheating. He says he's going to get hurt.
Skip. If you
got to protect his family.
If you believe the guy is cheating, you could hit the guy and the guy's sitting there, his head shaking, he coming at you like a damn Duracell battery. Come on now. The fact is that if you're worried about it and you're getting into the boxing ring, excuse me, I hit you, you keep coming, I'm making you miss, you're throwing punches and barrages, everything I hit you with, you're just standing there and looking at me like I touched you with a feather. It's a problem if a guy is juiced in a ring, Skip. You can't have somebody
should be no problem.
Why, Skip?
You know what? Well, wait a second. You brought up Ali. By the way, I covered a bunch of Ali fights.
You were there. I know that. Front row.
George Foreman was a monster. You're right. Ali's people were fearful that Ali would get killed.
They were crying.
Would get killed. Was Ali afraid? Did he say, "Oh, my kidney might get crushed"?
No, but Ali
Did
thought
you hear
that
that?
he was fighting a man who was on his playing field, who wasn't doing
Jay,
anything.
Back in those days, you didn't hear anything about performance-enhancing drugs and all of this stuff. Come on, man.
But
it's a different
looked
time.
unfair.
It's over 40 years ago. Stop it.
He was so much bigger, so much longer, so much stronger than Ali. Was Ali afraid?
No. You're talking about so much longer.
Foreman.
No, he was not.
Oh, please.
Ali was a legitimate 6'4", 6'5". What are you talking about?
Ali wasn't 6'4", he's 6'2".
Excuse me. What was Foreman? We stood next to Foreman. Don't give me that. He wasn't taller and longer. He was more powerful. That's what he was. That's what he was. Listen. The point is, if you go into the ring, if you're Floyd Mayweather, what you're saying is you want to make sure he brought attention to what he firmly believes.
Okay, wait a second.
This boy's not cheating.
Sugar Ray Leonard reminds me of Mayweather, or vice versa. They're in this.
He had more power than Mayweather, but go ahead.
A little bit more, but still, same defensively skilled, great footwork, hard to hit. And yet, did we hear Sugar Ray before the Hagler fight say, "Look at that guy"? Because listen, if anybody ever looked juiced, Hagler did. He was a specimen.
That is ridiculous.
Okay, but I'm not saying he's juiced. I'm just saying he was ripped. He looked menacing. He looked like
Hagler.
he could crush Sugar Ray.
Let me show you how lost you are with that comparison. Marvin Hagler was the undisputed middleweight champion of the world. There was no fluctuation in weight. There was never a hint of performance-enhancing drugs of any kind.
No.
Marvin Hagler was a model of consistency. If you wanted a piece of Marvin Hagler, couldn't go to the junior middleweight division, couldn't go to the welterweight division, couldn't go to the light heavyweight division. He was the undisputed middleweight champion of the world. So you had to come to him. Pacquiao, don't get me wrong. I'm looking at him. He started off at 106. I understand you get older, you grow, you put on some weight. So I'm not judging him according to that. But if Floyd Mayweather is saying, and he has been consistent about this, Skip, he believes this dude is cheating. And he was saying it long before we were calling.
By the way, he's being sued right now by Pacquiao for making these allegations, and he reasserts them. So he must firmly believe them.
He firmly believes it.
Okay, just say he's cheating. Don't say I'm afraid. He says he's scared.
No, Skip, let me ask you
he's
one
scared. He says
question, though,
for his family's sake.
I know, but when you're going into a ring, a boxing ring, where you can be injured, why isn't it fair to expect that the man that you're fighting against isn't doing anything outside the law?
That man says he will take a needle test right up to fight day.
Yeah, but Floyd and his camp said that those reports were erroneous, that no matter what he tries to say, when they get him in front and they put it on the line, him and Bob Arum back out. Now, I don't know that to be true. I really don't know. And Bob Arum, obviously. Bob Arum and Floyd Mayweather, they're so contentious. You don't know what to believe.
In 2010, though, that is the reason the negotiations broke down.
Okay.
Pacquiao said he didn't want to test.
For 2 years, I've had to sit across, not just from you, but from everybody sitting over there, all this baloney about how Floyd could box rings around Pacquiao. Rings around him. Well, if that's true, who cares? You know what? I want to hear Floyd say, I don't care. He can use steroids on fight day for all.
I'm not saying that. I'm not getting in the ring. I'm not getting in the ring with anybody that's telling me, go ahead, use steroids. Oh, no.
As long as you weigh the same as me, if I'm that great, if I'm that skilled, I'd say, I will dance around you.
One point is missing.
Oh, please.
One point you're missing. No matter how skilled you are in the sport of boxing, you are going to get hit.
Not
And
Floyd.
let me finish.
I mean,
No,
he
no.
rarely
Everybody
gets
gets it. I'm saying, but you're going to get hit. You don't get hit much, but you're going to get hit. And those punches can end up devastating you. Now, it wasn't performance-enhancing drugs, but let's use his next opponent as an example, Miguel Cotto. He fights Margarito. Margarito gets suspended. Why? Because he plastered his gloves.
Yeah.
Okay, it altered Cotto's career because he has never been the same. I was at that fight ringside. That was one of the most brutal, and he hit Margarito with everything.
Yeah.
With everything. He kept coming, okay? And he was hitting Cotto, and it was the punches was like a knife just slicing your skin. It was just his wife had to get up and take her children and run away from ringside because it was so ugly. Because he plastered his gloves. You know, that's what
There is an advantage to be gained.
That's what Floyd is
that's
alluding
cheating.
to.
That's
But I'm saying,
cheating.
That's what Floyd is
Steroids aren't,
alluding
or
to.
human growth hormones aren't. Look at what
Jay,
impact did they have on
Jay,
baseball?
Are you convinced that Manny uses?
I'm not.
Are
but
you convinced?
Here's my point.
I have no comment.
Do you have
only
no
way to-
comment?
Skip,
Because
Skip.
it's your only out and your only excuse.
There's only one way
You
to
guys
clear it up.
running
No,
scares.
no.
Skip.
Floyd got the money to deal with being sued. I don't.
Yeah, and there's only
I'm
one
not
way to
doing
clear
it.
it up.
I'm not.
The only way you clear it up for sure is to test to prove that
And he
you're
said
not.
he would. He
If
keeps saying
Mayweather
it.
thinks he is cheating,
Yeah.
you know that by using steroids in sports, you know the advantage that's gained. Look at the impact it had on baseball.
Size, strength.
Records that
size,
for 50
strength.
years were shattered, one after another after another.
Let's just
okay?
not dismiss. All I'm saying, I'm going to end it like this. Let's not summarily dismiss a boxer telling you, I'm worried about my well-being. If you cheat and you get into the ring and you can do some damage, man, and I love Floyd's quote about, you know what, he's the one that's got to live with it. And, you know, when this is all
Baloney.
over. No, because,
I'm not buying it. I'm not letting you get away with this.
With writers,
Dr. Feelgood.
I'm not talking about this. With writers,
Come on.
whatever.
Yeah.
With writers, that's a good one. With writers, I'm not talking about writers. I'm not impugning the integrity of writers or whatever the case may be, but we cover the story. We are not there when it's all over, particularly for boxing. Nobody is screwed over more than boxers. There's no governing body.
Okay.
Nobody watches out for them. You got to protect yourself, and I don't knock him for doing that. I don't knock him for doing that. No, I'm not.
And just to be historically correct, I checked. Skip, you're right. And I'm surprised by this because I would have.
Oh, you're surprised I'm right?
No. I'm surprised that Ali was not as long as Foreman. Foreman's reach was 82 inches. Ali's was 80. I'm surprised by that because I would
Oh
have
my
liked
God,
you.
that's where we're going?
Yeah,
We trying to
that's
be
exactly
that
what
example.
I had to set the
Y'all are
record
pathetic.
straight.
Yeah.
The
Had to set the
producers are
record
pathetic.
Yeah,
No,
we
don't
know
blame
one
anybody
time
but
80,
me.
82
Yeah.
to 80.
I looked
Yeah.
that up here.
What I'm trying to say, I said around the same. What
Thank
are we
you.
going, 2 inches?
Thank you.
With
The
2
winner.
inches?
Unleash.